On Apple Valley News Now, a jury returns a unanimous verdict against a man charged in a deadly Kennewick shooting. We could see some fog develop in parts of eastern Washington. Stacey Lee is tracking that and all the latest developments in your First Alert forecast. And while Christmas is come and gone, what do you do now with the Christmas tree? We're talking about where you can recycle it.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 5 on your side.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Alyssa Warner. A jury has returned a unanimous verdict in a deadly 2022 shooting that happened in Benton County. The jury found Ramon Alejandro Candido guilty of murder in the second degree and unlawful possession of a firearm in the first degree. Ezekiel Sanchez was shot and killed at the intersection of First and Dayton in Kennewick as he sat in a vehicle's passenger seat on April 20th of 2022. Candido argued that he acted in self-defense. The jury disagreed. A sentencing hearing date has not yet been set. An investigation is now underway after an inmate death at the Yakima County Department of Corrections. According to that agency, a corrections officer found inmate Daniel Davis unresponsive Saturday, December 23rd. The agency says the officer attempted to perform life-saving measures and called 911. An autopsy took place on Tuesday. The cause of death is pending while awaiting toxicology results. The Yakima County Department of Corrections is conducting a simultaneous independent internal investigation. Now, Davis had been booked on December 21st. He was being held on charges of criminal trespass first degree, resisting arrest, and shoplifting. The Yakima Police Department is also investigating a possible road rage incident that resulted in a crash. That happened at the intersection of South 16th Avenue and Grant Street on December 24th, just before 2 o'clock in the morning. Police believe a red Honda Civic was involved in a road rage incident with a vehicle not involved in the crash when it struck a Volkswagen Passat turning left onto South 16th Avenue. Police say the 31-year-old driver of the Passat sustained possible internal injuries, while his 24-year-old female passenger was seriously injured, breaking her pelvis and ribs. Through their investigation, police believe the 27-year-old driver of the Civic was going 20 miles above the speed limit and showed signs of impairment. The man, who's from Union Gap, was charged with vehicular assault and DUI, but wasn't booked into jail because of his injuries. If you have information or video from the crash, you can call Officer Jim Yates. The number to do that is there on your screen, 509-575-6246. You can also email him at the address on your screen. The Tri-Cities Airport in Pasco has been having a very busy holiday travel season. Yesterday, we showed you how packed the parking lot was over Christmas. It was also bustling inside the terminal. Airport Director Buck Taft tells us 15,143 passengers came through the Tri-Cities Airport between December 16th and the 26th. Taft says that is an 18% increase from the same time period last year when the airport saw 12,783 passengers. The airport is well on its way to a record year for travel, but Taft says they won't officially know those numbers until later in January. And tomorrow is expected to be the busiest day of travel ahead of the new year, but severe weather across parts of the country is continuing to create challenges. A massive winter storm blew through the heartland. Heavy rain and dense fog formed in the northeast, and in some parts of Connecticut, there was no visibility. That led to long lines, delays, and cancellations at airports.
I have noticed that it's been a lot busier the last couple times we traveled.
I'm in for an early flight at 5 a.m. and found out it was canceled, so I am rebooked and hoping to get out of here around noon.
So the TSA says it screened more than 14.5 million people between last Wednesday, when the holiday rush began, through Christmas Day. That's almost 2 million more people than last year. And in fact, the agency says it screened 2.65 million people alone on Tuesday. The TSA says the standard screening time in security lines at airports across the country was 7 minutes. Let's talk about your local forecast now. Stacey Lee has a look at what to expect.
Happy Wednesday, last Wednesday of 2024, and we have a high wind warning in place tonight here in northeastern Oregon. We've been watching those winds on and off throughout the day. Could see some gusts up to 60 85 miles an hour. That could create some damage and some travel problems across I-84. So just be aware of that. Temperatures overnight on the chilly side. Once again, most of us going to be right below the freezing level, except for right here in the foothills of the Blues, hitting 34. So a little bit chilly. Definitely want to grab a coat for this evening. Here's what's coming up. Again, patchy fog and freezing fog. That's in the forecast, unfortunately. We'll see mainly dry conditions tomorrow for most of our areas. Those temperatures are running above average during the day, so enjoy the nice mild temperatures that we've been seeing as we roll into 24 and get ready for some weekend mountain snow showers.
Thanks, Stacey. Top members of the cabinet for the Biden administration are holding urgent talks today with Mexico's president aimed at quelling the record number of migrants arriving at the U.S.-Mexico border. That high-level meeting coming as Capitol Hill lawmakers resume talks focused on U.S. immigration policy and securing the southern border. ABC's Justin Finch reports.
A crucial face-to-face meeting in Mexico's capital city. Mexico's president joining U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and U.S. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas for talks focused on the soaring number of migrants at the U.S.-Mexico border. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze says the administration is expected to press Mexico to do more to curb the migrant rush.
One of the White House's key points is to try to get Mexico to step up its enforcement of trying to keep more migrants in Mexico.
Both nations are tracking a migrant caravan heading for the U.S. that's reported to number as many as 6,000 people. That's on top of U.S. Customs and Border Protection reports of as many as 10,000 migrant arrests daily at the southern border. The White House largely attributing that upsurge to instability in Central and South America, while Republicans blame President Biden for not hardening U.S. immigration and asylum policies. Meanwhile, some 200 migrants arrived in New York City from Texas overnight, the nation's largest city now scrambling to shelter thousands of migrants. New York Mayor Eric Adams on the crisis.
But this is a national problem that has only been exacerbated by Governor Abbott's cruel, inhumane politics, and that requires additional national solutions.
In Washington, where Capitol Hill lawmakers remain on holiday break, sources tell ABC News 3 senators are back at the bargaining table in an effort to make progress on immigration and border security legislation. Top priorities said to include toughening migrant asylum protocols and deterring migrants from even making the journey to the U.S.
That was ABC's Justin Finch reporting. And to help stem the migrant flow, Mexico's president is calling for the United States to work more to strengthen its ties with Cuba and Venezuela, 2 of the top countries that migrants are currently fleeing. A lot of workers here in Washington will be starting to make more money in the new year. The state minimum wage goes from $15.74 to $16.28 per hour on January 1st. That's more than twice the federal minimum wage. It continues to be the highest statewide minimum in the country. Now, Washington bases its minimum wage on the Federal Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers, which is why sometimes, like this year, we get a pretty significant increase. Now, the higher minimum wage also means a higher cutoff for overtime exemption. Starting January 1st, you'll be entitled to earn overtime pay if you make less than about $1,300 per week. And another big change that'll impact Washington farms, agriculture workers will qualify for overtime pay after working 40 hours in a week, just like hourly employees in most other industries. You might not be feeling it, but inflation is actually growing slower than we've seen in the past couple of years, and the Fed appears to be ready to drop interest rates in the next year in response. That would give first-time homebuyers hope that 2024 might be your chance to finally get into the housing market. Cole Higgins has a look at what to expect and guidance if you're looking to buy.
After years of record prices, historically high mortgage rates, and massive market demand, some experts say sidelined first-time homebuyers could have more hope in 2024.
It's going to get cheaper going forward, but I'm not going to call it easy or less painful.
Economist Joe Brusuela says the Federal Reserve is poised to lower interest rates next year, which could make homes more affordable. According to the U.S. National Home Price Index released this week, house prices hit a new record high in October. That's when mortgage rates were above 7%, the highest levels in 23 years. That, plus historically low inventory, continued to push up home prices. So what can you do if you're looking to buy in 2024?
When you get back in the market, houses are going to come in. When there's a lot of demand, they're going to go fast. Somebody else is going to be ready to move. You want that person to be you.
Real estate investor David Green has these 4 tips. 1, improve your financial position to increase your chances of getting a better loan, like paying off debt, saving more money, and improving your credit. 2, step up your market research. Get realistic and consider what you can actually afford and what your priorities are.
You can change everything about a house except where it's located. So really prioritize the houses in the areas that work the best for you, not the houses that look the best.
3, once you get your loan approved, get your loan officer and your realtor working together. And finally, consider waiting until winter time. That's when home sales traditionally slow down, so there will be less competition. For Consumer Watch, I'm Cole Higgins.
Well, by the end of this week, the new and improved FAFSA will be available. That's the form that helps determine college financial aid eligibility. The new version is supposed to be a lot less paperwork, with most applicants having to answer fewer than 20 questions. According to the student aid website, more than 610,000 new low-income students will be able to receive Pell Grants due to updates to student aid calculations. The new FAFSA form will also be able to directly connect information from the IRS, so families won't need to enter any of that complicated information manually. The application is set to be available by the 31st. A big Powerball drawing takes place in just under 3 hours tonight. The jackpot has swelled to $700 million. That after no one ticket on Monday had all of the winning numbers. Tonight's drawing takes place at 8. If you win and take the cash option, you would receive $352 million before taxes. The end of the year is just around the corner, and you can make a difference before the year ends, but even save a life. We'll tell you how. Plus, Christmas has come and gone. Now it's time to get rid of the Christmas tree. We'll explain how you can recycle it. And we are tracking the chance of fog developing in some locations. Stacey Lee has your first alert forecast next on Apple Valley News Now at 5.
When you need legal help, trust Quantum Legal. In football, your team can have a bad season. In real life, when you are having a bad season, you can call Quantum Legal. We're here for you in times of trouble, whether you need assistance with criminal defense, personal injury, or have been injured on the job. And with tens of millions of dollars collected on behalf of clients, we will find the best solution for your situation. Call us today at 509-783-5551 or visit us online at quantumlegal.com.
Are you looking for a bank that has traditional values and modern solutions? Are you looking for a bank that is member-owned? Are you looking for a bank that leaves a lasting impact on the community? I've got news for you. You're not looking for a bank. Belong to something better. Join Hapo Community Credit Union, where you are more than just a member. Visit hapo.org to join today. Where do you credit union?
Tonight, tracking new storms threatening to impact holiday travel. Tens of millions driving and flying. Airports bracing for a busy finish to one of the busiest seasons on record. More Americans turn to the most watched program on television. World News Tonight with David Muir.
STCU and Apple Valley News Now honor local volunteers by sharing their stories and donating $1,000 to their favorite charities. To nominate someone who's making a difference in Benton and Franklin counties, just click on Volunteers Count at applevalleyNewsNow.com.
Prosser Memorial Health has received a 5-star rating from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. Prosser Memorial Health is one of just 483 hospitals nationwide to receive their highest rating, and the only critical access hospital in the state of Washington. For more than 75 years, Prosser Memorial Health has provided high-quality and compassionate care to our communities served. It's our privilege, and we look forward to bringing you a new hospital in 2025. This is how we care.
The chill of winter has always been warmed by the glow of tradition.
which sometimes starts as a simple gift that is then passed from generation to generation. The holiday season gives us just one more reason to find joy in the little things. And as years fly by, we realize the true gift is actually in the time we get to share together. This season, as past gifts turn into today's treasures, here's to creating that one more cherished moment with the ones you love. Yakima Federal Savings and Loan, celebrating tradition since 1905.
Operation Best Friend on Good Morning Northwest, sponsored by Windermere Group 1.
New information tonight regarding illnesses linked to cinnamon applesauce pouches. An FDA official has told Politico that lead contamination may have been an intentional act. The agency found levels of lead in cinnamon more than 2,000 times higher than proposed standards at a facility in Ecuador. Now, the cinnamon came from the company Negasmart. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration investigation said that it has confirmed 82 reports of illnesses linked to lead in the pouches. They were sold under the brands Wanabana, Weiss, and Schnucks. As the year winds down, it's not too late for you to save a life. The Harmon Center in Yakima and the Red Cross have teamed up for an end-of-year blood drive. It's happening this Friday, December 29th, from 10 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon. You can call the number there on your screen if you would like to sign up to donate. A new study suggests healthcare is more dangerous at hospitals owned by private equity firms. That according to a new study published in the journal JAMA. The study examined the rates of 10 serious adverse events associated with medical care at 51 hospitals both before and after a private equity firm bought them. Researchers compared those results with rates at more than 250 hospitals not owned by private equity firms. According to the study, there was a 25% increase in patient complications at private equity-owned hospitals. The study author says treating fewer patients eligible for both Medicare and Medicaid benefits is one trend that the research found. Earlier this month, the Senate Budget Committee announced its bipartisan investigation of the impact of private equity purchases on healthcare facilities. If you had a real tree for Christmas this year, it will soon be time to think about how to dispose of it before it becomes a fire hazard or a big mess of needles. Apple Valley News Now's Jill Sperling tells us where and how to recycle your tree in the Tri-Cities.
If you live in Richland, curbside pickup is available through the first 2 weeks of January. If your tree is over 6 feet tall, it will have to be cut in half and must be in the yard waste can. You can also drop your tree off at the Horn Rapids landfill at 3102 Twin Bridges Road. Winter hours are 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Saturday. In West Richland, Ed's Disposal will pick up trees left out on the curb. In Pasco, Basin Disposal will pick up residents' trees for free if you call ahead. Trees need to be cut down to 4 feet lengths. Christmas trees can also be dropped off at Pasco Big Cross on Road 36 through January 21st. These trees will be chipped by Franklin County Road Crew to spread out along the trails. And in Kennewick, the trees will be accepted at the Waste Management Transfer Station at 2627 South Ely Street. For all drop-off and pickup options, residents are required to remove tinsel and ornaments before disposing of their trees. For Apple Valley News Now, I'm Jill Sperling.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And we've been seeing very active weather over the Pacific Northwest. As you can see, what's brewing out in the Pacific and again rolling in. We've been seeing wet conditions on the west side of the hills. We've been seeing some active snow, not heavy snow, but definitely some active snow across the Cascades and even a little bit filtering and trickling into the Blues. Now with this system, we've also been worried about the strong gusty winds. Let's see what Futurecast has in store for us tonight. Overcast skies, again gloomy, but if we can get some of that fog to lift out of the area for tomorrow, we might have some sun breaks. This is what it looks like overnight. Mostly clear, but look for fog and patchy freezing fog through the region. We are still going to see a few snow showers in the upper elevations of the Cascades overnight. Here's tomorrow morning. Look for some clouds and fog to begin with, and hopefully it will lift and get out of the area. Futurecast is not showing that happening. So again, look for fog and freezing fog, especially during your morning commute. We are going to see unsettled weather as we head into late Thursday and Friday with some scattered showers around the area. Hit or miss in the Columbia Basin. Probably going to see most of those showers hours towards the Kittitas Valley and here in Pendleton and across the Blue Mountains, Walla Walla. Tri-Cities may get a little bit as we get into our Friday afternoon, but this is going to be pretty quick, very unsettled and unorganized. Here's that high wind warning that we continue to talk about. Will expire at 10 o'clock tonight. Northeast Oregon, that I-84 corridor, that is being impacted by those strong gusty winds. And again, that could be damaging and that could be, well, hard to drive through, especially for truck drivers. Here's our future cast to show you those strong gusts that we've been looking at. We'll see those winds eventually start to taper down as we get to the overnight hours. But again, the strong breezy winds will continue along the foothills of the Blues. As we get into our Thursday, winds are much calmer, but we will see some active wind in those areas. Temperatures staying above the average for the long term right into the weekend. Look at that. We stay right above, just a couple of degrees in the Tri-Cities. A little more pronounced above average temperatures here in Yakima as you see those highs 45, 44. And even as you get into the foothills of the Blues, we've been seeing temperatures there right around 50 degrees. Temperatures overnight tonight will be in the 20s and 30s for the Yakima and Kittitas Valley. Move into the Columbia Basin and those temperatures sit just below freezing. So any fog that develops, you could see a little bit of that drizzle out of it, so be prepared for that. This is what it looks like tonight in the foothills of the Blues. For tomorrow, those temperatures again on the warm side. Look at this, Dayton at 50 degrees, well above the average. We'll stay in the low to mid 40s here, and again, that's due to the fog and cloud cover keeping us a little bit cooler for overall for tomorrow. Let's plan your day. It's going to be chilly out the door in the 30s. You'll make it to the 40s by the midday, but look at the fog. It's going to be sticking around on and off throughout the day. So again, plan for a foggy day, coats in the morning, and you might be able to peel a layer or two off by midday as we'll see those temperatures in the 40s. Overall, not a bad looking forecast, and still to come, we've got our 7-day planning forecast in just a bit.
Thanks, Stacey. And up next on Apple Valley News Now at 5, first it was art, now news articles. A major media outlet is demanding payback from artificial intelligence companies. We're going to break down that lawsuit next.
Operation Best Friend on Good Morning Northwest, sponsored by Windermere Group 1.
From the first day I met Gary, I did say that this is a man I could marry.
There's hope that I have someone that I can enjoy the rest of my life with.
I took a chance with Gary. Now that I found him, I don't want to lose him.
She is what I've been looking for.
The Golden Wedding, live January 4th on ABC.
Whatever your plans are this season, do more in a new Chevy. Use your Red Tag bonus cash to get $87.50 total cash allowance on this Silverado.
See your community Chevy dealers.
Whatever the holidays mean to you, get the most out of them in a new Honda. Whether it's taking in the lights with all your friends in a spacious Accord, or taking in a snow day in a rugged CR-V. Your holiday adventure awaits with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Welcome to Solstice Senior Living, an all-inclusive independent living community in Kennewick. Here you'll find a quality dining experience where meals are served 3 times a day with multiple options to choose from. Solstice offers a variety of floor plans, includes weekly housekeeping, Wi-Fi, cable, and utilities. Solstice is a great place to meet amazing friends. Get on our bus twice a week and do some shopping. Call today for your free tour and you'll see why Solstice has been voted Best Independent Living in the Tri-Cities.
Hi, I'm Jim Hall with the Foundations at Cadlick. Thank you to the hundreds of generous donors who support the Cadlick nonprofit mission. I'm in my 30th year here and have long known the great impact Cadlick caregivers have on patients. My awareness is even more personal now as I'm in the midst of receiving cancer care from Cadlick colleagues. Please consider a financial gift to the Foundations at Cadlick and take comfort in knowing our caregivers are always here, working to keep our community healthy and safe.
Next DT before Usher rocks Super Bowl halftime.
This is a celebration of my legacy, my music, and my passion.
He's taking center stage on ET.
Hold for applause.
Next DT.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back. A legal battle is brewing over artificial intelligence. The New York Times is suing OpenAI and Washington-based Microsoft for alleged copyright infringement. The Times says that those companies used millions of their articles to train artificial intelligence programs like ChatGPT. Now, of course, those programs are writing their own articles in competition, the Times says, with traditional media. The complaint says the New York Times discovered this usage of its articles months ago and says they tried to make the companies pay up for the articles that they used. The lawsuit says the Times seeks unspecified monetary damages as well as the destruction of the AI models that incorporate its journalism. Microsoft and OpenAI have yet to respond to requests for comment on that lawsuit. Well, Amazon Prime Video customers will begin to see commercials during content starting January 29th. The company says those ads will allow it to, quote, keep investing in compelling content and keep increasing that investment over a long period of time, end quote. If you want to pay extra, you can pay $2.99 each month to watch ad-free content. Other streaming platforms have also introduced tiered subscriptions for content with or without commercials. Now let's take a look outside in our region this evening. The days are getting ever so slightly longer, but it is still winter. We could see some fog develop by tomorrow morning. Stacey Lee has a final check of your first alert forecast next on Apple Valley News Now at 5.
Operation Best Friend on Good Morning Northwest, sponsored by Windermere Group 1.
When you need legal help, trust Quantum Legal. We're here for you in times of trouble, whether you need assistance with criminal defense, personal injury, or have been injured on the job. Law is a complicated matter. Our team of experts will fight for you and help you find the best solution for your situation. Don't let life's challenges get the best of you. We're here to help. Call us today at 509-783-5551 or visit our website at quantumlegal.com.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now, through December 31st, receive rebates up to $1,400 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Come along as we travel to Priest Lake, Idaho, and meet some folks having fun with sled dogs.
Let's go, let's go.
It's a one-of-a-kind Fly the Northwest adventure you'll never forget.
We also do some racing.
Fly the Northwest, Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Did you know Ustria Health has 3 full-time board-certified orthopedic surgeons? Pain in your hands, knees, hips, or shoulders can reduce your quality of life. Orthopedic doctors repair bone, joint, ligament, and tendon injuries, which can relieve debilitating pain. Our surgeons treat tendonitis and carpal tunnel, repair broken bones and fractures, and replace painful, worn-out joints, putting you back in motion. Ustria Health, exceptional rural health care close to home.
A little over 10 years ago, my family and I decided to get involved with the Arc of Tri-Cities to work with the kids to have a good time. We would dance, we would do crafts. But what I didn't know getting involved is how much it would impact me and our family's lives. We're blessed to live here and to work with local nonprofits, so it's really important to support those in need. I'm John Inman, and I'm driving change at McCurley.
Find your way home in a new, used, or certified pre-owned vehicle from McCurley Chevrolet.
A new year calls for a new look. During the 4-day New Year Super Sale at Furniture Row. That's 4 days where the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend and watch the savings stack up. You'll also find huge savings on living, dining, bedroom, and much, much more. Plus, make your cash go further with 6 years no interest. But don't wait. The 4-day New Year's Super Sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
It's Monday Night Football on Saturday as Detroit takes on the Cowboys live from Dallas. The Lions battle the Cowboys, a special Monday Night Football. Watch Saturday starting at 4:30 only on Apple Valley News Now.
We saw some rain move through the region this afternoon, but will it make a return? Stacey Lee has a final check on your forecast.
Get ready for our 7-day planning forecast with more low clouds and fog, unfortunately, right into the final weekend of 2024. Or 2023, I should say, looking towards 2024. Look at the weekend, though. We'll have partly cloudy skies, a slight chance of a little bit of rain on Sunday, and then your New Year's Day is going to be warm, but looking like we're going to be pretty dry. Looking into the Tri-Cities also and Yakima, we've got those foggy conditions, overcast cloudy skies with a slight chance of rain on your Sunday. But New Year's Day, again, looking good with those temperatures at 43 degrees, pretty warm going into 2024. So not a bad looking forecast. Just going to need that coat in the overnight hours as you see those temperatures down right around the freezing level.
Thanks, Stacey. World News Tonight with David Muir is next. We're back tonight at 6. And as always, you can find the latest anytime on our website, applevalleyNewsNow.com.